Bob Corker. Bob Corker. You know, a real piece of work. He had called the president. This is a guy that had, what, $6 million of cash in the bank or thereabouts. Had chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, most prestigious on Capitol Hill, and the one you can raise most money on besides the banking committee. In a state that, what, President Trump won by 22 points, some outrageous number. He didn't have an opponent. There's no opponent. And according to him, now President Trump disagrees with this, according to him, President Trump said he'd endorse him. Money, prestige, no opponent, an endorsement of the President of the United States. And he quit. Because he just saw, he had called over and talked about the exit polls, right? What was happening down in Alabama. And he knew the good men and women in Alabama were holding Mitch McConnell accountable down there, and they were going to hold Bob Corker accountable too. Now they've said in this civil war inside the Republican Party that you know, why are you going after folks? Why are you going after folks like Barrasso and Deb Fischer and Heller and all these guys that vote the right way? You know, as Bob Corker has trashed the commander-in-chief of our armed forces while we have young men and women in harm's way, right? Well, he said he's leading them on a path to World War III, that he is not stable, that people have to keep him moderated, that it's an adult center, and they took the morning shift off, while some U.S. senator in a position of that authority, for the first time in the history of our republic, has mocked and ridiculed a commander-in-chief when we have kids in the field. Have I seen Barrasso come to a stick and condemn that? Have I seen Deb Fischer come to a stick and condemn that? Have I seen Heller come to a stick and condemn that? You have not. And let me give a warning to you. Nobody can run and hide on this one. These folks are coming for you. The day of taking a few nice conservative votes and hiding is over. These folks are not rubes. These folks are not morons. These folks are not idiots, okay? You know, I'm a graduate. I'm actually an honors graduate of the Harvard Business School, and I worked at Goldman Sachs. And if you ask me if I would rather be governed by the first 100 people that walked into this conference today or the top 100 partners at Goldman Sachs, I would take the first 100 people every day of the week. Because the common sense, decency, intelligence, grit, and determination would ensure that our country is safe and prosperous, and so would the world. And let's look at these elites. And the reason we position, you know, Hillary Clinton as the guardian or the tribune of a corrupt and incompetent elite. Look what these geniuses have left for President Trump, where they said, oh, this guy's unfit. This guy's unfit to be commander-in-chief. No, he's unfit to do this, unfit to do that. Look what they've foisted upon President Trump in the first couple of months of his administration. You got the Bay of Pigs down in Venezuela. You have the Cuban Missile Crisis in Korea. You got Vietnam and Afghanistan. That's not his doing. This is what all these geniuses have been doing for the last 20 or 30 years. This is the same crowd that said, hey, if we just let China have most favored nations and let them in the WTO, they're going to be, as they get wealthier, they're going to be a liberal democracy and a free market capitalism. Yeah, that played out well. China's been a Confucian mercantilist society for 4,000 years. They know what they're doing, and they're not changing. They're running the tables on us right now. They're at full economic war with us right now. Don't ask me. Look at The Economist. Read J.D. Vance's Hillbilly Elegies, the cultural undertones of the Trump revolt. Read the studies coming out of MIT and Harvard that says there's a direct correlation between the factories and jobs that leave for China and the opioid crisis. This populist, nationalist, conservative revolt that's going on, that drove Donald Trump to victory, that drove Judge Moore to victory, that will drive 15 candidates to victory in 2018, and I hate to break the news to Graydon Carter and the good folks at Vanity Fair, but yes, President Trump's not only going to finish this term, he's going to win with 400 electoral votes in 2020.
You didn't, frankly, have the balls to put country before party.